I just wanted a nice quiet week where I could have a few days off, take it easy, chill out. We've been doing daily Manchester City transfer updates, been very busy in the life of JSGC, so this week, a week between two games, I thought, perfect chance here for me just to chill out, take it easy, have a few days off. How wrong, ladies and gentlemen. I don't even get into the first day of my day off and all hell breaks loose. So we're going to be addressing, I addressed it on my YouTube shorts yesterday. If you want to go and check that with my initial reaction, it's only 60 seconds long with what's happened, just to address the situation. So today we're going to dig a little bit deeper and have a look at some of the reactions that's been out there for Manchester City. And I'm hoping, with the City fans watching this, I'll be able to put you at ease ever so slightly when it comes to these charges, because you see them, you read about them, and you think, wow, this is very serious, and you'll be concerned. And so I'm just here just to fully address and digest what has happened. So before I do crack on with this video, firstly, what's going on, guys? JSGC here, and we're here for another Manchester City video. We're going to be doing our address here of Manchester City's charges by the Premier League, over 100 charges, most of which is addressing to finance. So we're going to be addressing exactly what has happened and what could happen to Manchester City. So if you are enjoying the content, please subscribe. That'd be much appreciated. Social media links there in the description below and sliding across at the bottom of the screen if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram. See a lot of my responses to yesterday's news. I like most Manchester City fans, thought, you know what, we're going to reply not by being concerned, but reply with memes instead. So you can go and check them out on my social media there in the description if you want to go and follow me on there. TikTok link in the description too if you want to go and follow me on there too. That'd be fantastic. Leave a thumbs up as well. And most importantly, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Are you concerned? Are you not concerned? What are your thoughts and your feelings towards this? Let me know in the comments below. So, to put clarity onto this, the Premier League yesterday morning charged Manchester City with over 100 charges relating over a span of near enough a decade by saying Manchester City have breached financial fair play, that Manchester City have got irregularities when it comes to their finances, when it comes to their sponsorship deals. There's some stupid charges on there. They were putting image rights on there, bonuses being paid to the likes of Yaya Toure and Roberto Mancini, which Man City have denied. I mean, Yaya Toure's agent has said, in terms of all the money that Man City were paying Yaya Toure, and trust me, there was a lot of money being paid to Yaya Toure. He was a big high-profile player for Manchester City. And yeah, his agent, who's had his falling outs with Pep Guardiola and with the Manchester City Football Club as well, his agent's already come out and said there was no irregularities. Every finance and every bit of money that was meant to be paid was paid for in the correct manner and on time. There was nothing dodgy, there was nothing there. And I do just genuinely feel the large majority of these charges are just nothing issues, really. That the Premier League might have a little difficulty in being able to prove some of these cases. I don't know what evidence that they've got. They clearly feel like they've got enough evidence to charge Manchester City on these, because it's different to being investigated. It's different to have your suspicions about something, but it's a completely different matter to actually charge somebody or a football club with serious breaches, because what the Premier League have done here is they feel confident enough that Man City have got irregularities in their finances, that something doesn't add up, and so they think Manchester City are guilty, and so they're going to take it to court now. Is where it's going to go, and both sides are going to present their evidence to the courts, and then the court will come up with their own, what should be an unbiased ruling. Now the Premier League get to pick their own defence, Manchester City will get to pick their own defence, and we'll be able to go from there. So Manchester City did respond to what had been said by the Premier League and the charges on their official club website. So I'll just read that for you guys. A very short, straight to the point statement by saying Manchester City FC is surprised by the issues of these alleged breaches of the Premier League rules, particularly given the extensive engagement and vast amount of detailed materials that the English Premier League have also already been provided with. The club welcomes the review of this matter by an independent commission to impartially consider the comprehensive body of infutable evidence that exists in support of its position. As such, we look forward to this matter being put to rest once and for all. And strong statement that from Manchester City. It's a very similar statement that was sent out to UEFA when they charged Manchester City with a lot of the same charges here. I'll tell you right now, it seems very similar in the dealings with the case, and I imagine the large majority of what has been reported in the same time frame as what UEFA's charges were to Manchester City. I do imagine they'll get chucked out in court, but there are charges that are going pre-descending before that Manchester City are going to have to clear up. Man City, going off the statement, seem very, very confident that there is no wrongdoing, that the Premier League don't have the rights to charge Manchester City with what has been said. The biggest problem that I have with this is whatever happens in the rulings, whether Man City are guilty or not, regardless of what happens, is everybody's judging Manchester City on being guilty until they prove that they're innocent, and sometimes that isn't even good enough for other people, and City are just always going to get tarnished with this same brush that Manchester City financially dope, that Manchester City breach the rules, that Manchester City do this, that Manchester City do that. And you see a lot of football lawyers out there on social media, on Twitter in particular, giving their rulings, giving their judgments and telling everyone what is what, when in actual fact they've got no evidence whatsoever. They have no idea what they're talking about. Quite simply, it all just comes down to bias, and Manchester City being a club that people do not like. They don't like that Man City have challenged the elite, they've challenged the establishment, that Manchester City have changed forth the rulings when it comes to Premier League regulations. They've done this in the case of financial fair play being brought in with Manchester City in mind. Financial fair play was brought in after Manchester City's takeover. It wasn't done when Manchester United was spending money throughout the 90s. It wasn't done when Chelsea were spending money throughout the early 2000s. It was done once Manchester City were challenging the elite instead, to try and stop that from happening. And I just get a general sense here that there is a lot of bias being used by the Premier League, the lawyers that are being used, the people that they're putting in charge of the cases. I'm hearing Arsenal fans, I'm hearing Manchester United fans, and hey presto, these clubs are the same clubs that are writing to the Premier League saying that they want Manchester City to be sanctioned, and sanctioned strongly, albeit top six rivals are going to do that. I imagine if it was any other club, Man City would be sticking the knife into them as well. And if it was vice versa, as a City fan, if this was happening to Liverpool, if it was happening to Chelsea, to Arsenal, to Man United, I'd be having a right good laugh at it. But at the end of the day, once you take off your tinted glasses on which club you support, and you actually dig a little bit deeper here, I'm genuinely concerned, not so much for Manchester City. I do genuinely believe that Manchester City, going off their statement and what's already been provided for and what we have evidence of so far, I don't believe there is any wrongdoing from Manchester City. We'll wait until the judgments do come out, because I'm not a legal expert to be able to say yay or nay as to whether Man City have committed these breaches or not. We'll wait for the courts to decide that and the evidence to be provided. I'm sure Manchester City will have their legal team, which is a fantastic legal team, on the case for that. But at the end of the day, what's concerning me the most about this is the timings of everything coming out. The Premier League have been put under pressure that clubs want a resolution to this before the end of the season. This isn't a situation that needs to be rushed. In my opinion, this is a situation that needs to be ironed out in a professional, prompt manner, and it takes as long as it takes. If it takes years, it takes years. If it takes months, it takes months. But the Premier League having pressure being put onto them by other clubs to try and rush into a decision. I'm sure there'll be appeals on both sides as to which association ends up being unhappy, whether that be Manchester City Football Club or whether that be the Premier League. But my biggest concern that I have from all of this is the Premier League here were set to have interventions put in place by the UK government. That was set to be put in place today, because the rulings, to put it into a situation here, to put it into simple words, the UK government want to get involved in football because they think that the Premier League cannot govern themselves in a prompt, professional manner. And so, to prove that they can, have decided before this was set to be implemented, which is now being postponed, has been pushed back, they're now trying to prove actually they can govern themselves by charging Manchester City. And if the Premier League end up coming out on the losing side in court, then that's going to address serious issues between Manchester City, between the Premier League, and in my opinion it should raise concerns amongst other clubs as well, that the Premier League are just trying to chuck their weight around, because this decision that's been made by the Premier League, if it takes years, City's business gets brandished with this. And so it becomes very difficult, even if you're innocent, to clear yourself of that. And that's not just the case here with Manchester City, but with other court proceedings as well that goes on. Once you get accused and you've been charged of something, even if you're innocent, everyone still thinks that you are guilty. And Manchester City could lose a lot of business, a lot of sponsors, could cost us transfers, it could cost us a lot of money going into the future for something we may well be innocent of. And so it's a very serious matter when it comes to that, because whilst the Premier League, in my opinion, might be a little bit biased towards wanting to out Manchester City, so to speak, there's nothing stopping them coming for other clubs either and doing the same. Chelsea spending £500 million in one season. I don't know what the rules and regulations are, but nothing stops the Premier League saying, we don't like that, we've got rules in place, we're charging you now, and now you can't do what you want to do. They could say the same to Newcastle, they could say the same to any club. Well, common pattern I get here is it doesn't seem to happen to the established teams that sit right at the very top, just the teams that have tried to break the mould. Chelsea, City, Newcastle will attempt to break the mould, but you've got the clubs sitting at the top that are apparently doing it the professional, correct way of doing things, the likes of Arsenal, Liverpool, Manchester United, which I'm sure if you dig a little bit deeper into them, you'll find all kinds of wrongdoing there as well. No club has its innocence, and Manchester City currently having their status put out onto the public that brings the brand down. Now, when it comes to punishments for Manchester City here, people reckon fines, hefty fines. UEFA charged Manchester City with fines. The only thing UEFA could get on Manchester City was not providing sufficient evidence. Manchester City may well get that here too. Man City believe they've provided more than enough evidence that everything is as it should be. So we'll see what the courts say, because the courts could rule with City. If they end up ruling with City and say sufficient evidence has been provided and nothing is wrong by Manchester City, then Manchester City win the case. Man City don't have to do anything else. It'll get appealed, I'm sure, by the Premier League, but Man City lose business, Man City lose sponsors, Man City, continue to get called by everybody else saying that they're cheats when in actual fact they may well not be. So it becomes a very sticky issue here. I get a sense here that Manchester City very much the club that aren't liked by anybody, it seems, and so it is very much Manchester City against the world, and that makes me feel warm, it makes me feel good. There's been a lot of people getting on each other's backs in the football club, including the fans getting bickering with each other. It was nice to see yesterday that Man City being put into a situation actually seemed to have a bit of unity amongst the fans, that they're all ready and prepared to take the fight towards whoever doesn't like Manchester City, to clear their name and to showcase that we are a legitimate football club who run the business properly. There might be some loopholes here and there, but that's up to the governing body to iron out these loopholes to make things crystal clear. UEFA haven't done that and the Premier League haven't done that. So whilst people say it's a technicality and City have got away on a technicality, well, it's up to these governing bodies to make sure that technicalities don't happen. And the Premier League yesterday in their statements, spelling errors and things, they really think they're going to take the fight to Manchester City with the law. Team City will walk all over them if they don't have a solid case on their back. The Premier League think that they have. Man City know that they've got a solid case to go out as well. So this will be one that's going to take time, and it's going to be very interesting to keep an eye on the developments when it comes to this case between what is a case of Manchester City v the Premier League. So definitely something to keep an eye out for. I'm not that concerned about this, if I'm completely honest. We've been here, done that, worn the t-shirt. If the Premier League don't like us and they think that we're guilty and they want to be biased and they chuck Manchester City out and send us to League Two and the strippers of everything, end of the day, I'll still be here supporting Manchester City. We've had them wonderful memories, and if we want to go on a roller coaster ride where we have a League Two tour, a League One tour, a Championship tour, and we want to get back to the top of the pedestal, what a roller coaster it will be. Not fussed about it. They think that it gets to us, and to me, doesn't get to me. Not fussed about it whatsoever. The feel is pretty much mutual. They don't like us, we don't like them. Same with UEFA as well. Tarnish them with that same brush with the Premier League here. And so, yeah, it's going to be one that's going to be a battle off the field in the courts, and I'm pleased to announce that the battle isn't going to be at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, so Man City stand every chance of winning this case. So we'll wait until the announcements are made about what's happened. We'll see if it's impartial or not, the rulings, but Man City looking forward to clearing their name in what they believe is a strong position. Premier League feel like they've got enough evidence to charge Manchester City, so we'll see where we go from here. As I said, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Are you concerned or not? Let me know, and let me know your thoughts too in the comments below. Also, don't forget as well to leave a thumbs up if you do enjoy this video. video. Subscribe if you're new around here. Social media links, they're in the description below, sliding across at the bottom of the screen. If you want to go and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram, email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. TikTok link in the description if you want to go and follow me on there. And I'll be back. I'll have a transfer update. You know, Man City may as well just go out there. If we're going to break rules, we may as well go and do it properly. Chelsea spent £500 million in one year. Man City may as well go and spend £500 million in one transfer window. What they're going to do about it? Charge us with something else? Go and do it. Why not? Hopefully this will be their burning desire now that will make Man City angry. It'll make them mad and they'll want to go out there on the pitch and put things right. And that will be fantastic to see. Hopefully this will be the good push that their players need, that the coaching staff need, and hopefully they'll all stick around to enjoy the ride, because I'm looking forward to seeing what the response will be from Manchester City. And my final thing to address, if you're heading onto social media, don't interact with any of the other fans. There's a lot of bitterness out there. Strip Man City of trophies. Strip Man City away from this and away from that. They say Man City's got tainted titles. I'll tell you right now, City gets stripped of titles and it gets awarded to a team finishing in second place. The only team that's got a tainted title is a team that's finished in second place. You didn't deserve to win the Premier League that year, and you seem to think that, oh, Man City's irregularities means that it wasn't deserved by Manchester City. Well, that's for the courts to decide, not the fans. The fans know absolutely, like me, they don't know anything when it comes to these cases. This case will be decided on in court. Will it be relegation? Will it be a points deduction? Will it be a transfer embargo? Will it be a fine? Will Man City get away with it? They're the questions. We'll see. So thank you everybody for watching. I hope everybody's safe and well. And as I said, Blues, don't be concerned about it. I'm not concerned about it. We might not know the results of this for years. And Man City may well come out on top. I'm pretty confident. We've got a fantastic law firm. City's statement out there is a brilliant statement to put everyone at ease, in my opinion. That statement suggests City very confident. They've done nothing wrong and they're going to win that case. So hopefully that will be the case. So I'll see you all again real soon. So I've been JSGC. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope everyone is safe and well. Peace. Ciao for now.